My name is Zunazish, and if you met me today, you might think I'm just like any other girl. Quiet, polite, maybe a little distant. But what you wouldn't see is the weight I carry inside me. A story I've never fully told until now. I was born in a small town where everyone knew everyone. My childhood was simple, almost beautiful. I loved the smell of rain on dusty streets, the laughter of my younger brother, and the comfort of my mother's arms. For a while, life felt safe. But things changed when I turned 13. My father lost his job, and everything in our house began to fall apart. The laughter disappeared first. Then came the arguments, loud, endless, and terrifying. My father became someone I didn't recognize, angry, bitter, unpredictable. One night, everything broke. I remember sitting in the corner of my room, hugging my knees as my parents argued louder than ever before. Then there was silence, a strange, heavy silence. And after that, my mother was gone. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. From that day on, I became someone else. I stopped smiling, I stopped talking. School became my escape, but even there, I felt invisible. People saw me, but no one really noticed me. A few months later, my father remarried. At first, I thought maybe things would get better. Maybe I would have someone to care for me again. But I was wrong. My stepmother didn't see me as a daughter. To her, I was a burden. She would give me all the housework, shout at me for the smallest mistakes, and sometimes as she wouldn't even let me eat properly. My father never stopped her. Sometimes I think he didn't even care anymore. But the worst part wasn't the work or the hunger, it was the loneliness. Imagine living in a house full of people, and still feeling completely alone. Years passed like that. One evening, when I was 16, something happened that changed me forever. My stepmother accused me of stealing money, money I had never even seen. She shouted so loudly that the neighbors gathered outside. I tried to defend myself, but no one listened. My father slapped me right there in front of everyone. In that moment, something inside me died. Not my body, but my trust, my hope, my belief that anyone would ever understand me. That night, I packed a small bag and left home. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have a plan. I just knew I couldn't stay there anymore. The world outside wasn't kind either. For weeks, I struggled, hungry, scared, and alone. There were nights I slept on cold floors, days I walked endlessly with no destination. People looked at me with suspicion, not kindness. But somehow, I survived. I found a small job at a roadside cafe. The owner was strict, but he wasn't cruel. For the first time in years, I felt a small sense of stability. I worked hard, saved money, and slowly started building a life. But the pain never really left. Even now, years later, I still remember everything: the shouting, the hunger, the loneliness, the feeling of being unwanted. Sometimes I wonder what my life would have been like if my mother had stayed, if my father had protected me, if someone had just listened. But I've learned something important. Your past may break you, but it doesn't have to define you. Today, I'm stronger, not because life was easy, but because it wasn't. And even though my story is filled with pain, I'm still here, still breathing, still fighting, and maybe, just maybe, still hoping for a better tomorrow.